Hey dudes, right, we're going to look at something a little bit different today. Namely, as you can see in the picture, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So, for not too long, maybe a year and a half, maybe two, I've been trying to collect up the original assortment of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I remember when the Turtles came out, it was absolutely impossible to get the main selection. What I mean by that is the actual Turtles themselves, the original four, in shops. Now, we've seen this in recent times. I don't know if it was the manufacturing company doing it deliberately to drive demand, but we've seen it in recent years with products like the Switch, Nintendo Switch, where they seem to deliberately not stock enough to drive demand up. Now, I don't know if that's true, and I don't know if it was true in this case, but it was fucking ridiculous trying to get some. I remember an instant in the when the Turtles first came out, there was a chain store in the UK called Alders, and we had one in Portsmouth Commercial Road. And we got wind that they were getting a shipment of turtles in. So me and my mum went down there, queued up in the morning. The toys were right at the top floor of Alders in those days. Alders isn't around now, it's been replaced by Debenhams. But so we go up there. The moment they bring, like, it was strange. They weren't out on the shelves. They were like behind the checkout in boxes. And the moment they pulled these boxes out, it was fucking bedlam. Parents were lobbing kids over the threshold of the counter. Parents would push, like mums, grabbing hair, pulling each other out of the way. Me and my mum stood back, didn't want to get involved in the melee. The only thing we could get was an April O'Neil character, and fuck that, no one wants April O'Neil. Nobody wants April, right? So we fucked that off. In the next coming months, they were still a bit more difficult to get, but there was something called Charlotte Street in Portsmouth, which was where traders used to go. You used to get fruit and veg, various other items. One seller started selling fake turtles. Later on, he started getting American turtles. I remember picking up for other people's birthdays, which was fucking annoying. You know, when you buy your mum gets you a present for your friend's birthday, and you're like, why the fuck have I not got that? I remember my friend getting a Rat King we bought for him. I think there was a swimming Donatello. So at that point, I'd had a couple of the baddies and whatnot, a few peripheral characters, but still none of the actual turtle figures. All I had from this guy in Charlotte Street Marketplace was a fake Leonardo, and it was one of my favourite. It was one of my favourite figures I had. He was dodgy as shit. He barely looked like the straps. He had like the strap was all wrong. He had a barely featured face. The moulding was pathetic. But, you know, by God, did I like that character. When I saw these, this piqued my interest. So, obviously, knockoff characters are nothing new. They've been doing knockoff toy lines for years and years. But this caught my eye on Wish. So, if you're not familiar with Wish, it's I think it's actually based in Asia, somewhere maybe China. And they sell all products under the sun, all sorts of weird products. Some so cheap, some even free. You just have to pay the postage. And I saw these, and they were listed for about 24 quid. And I thought, well, they do look actually quite good. But a monster returns. Hello, mate. Yeah. That's Quaidus. Or Quaid. He's going to free Mars one of these days. So yeah, saw these on Wish and thought they look pretty good, actually. Wasn't sure what toy line they were for. They did look familiar. You know, there's a lot of turtles. Like the original assortment went on for years and years. We've got quite a few. I don't know how many I've got. Maybe as close as maybe slightly more than 50, perhaps. But saw these on Wish. I thought 24 quid, bit expensive maybe. Maybe we'll wait. Actually, you haven't seen these ones yet. There's these buggers over here as well. These come in the same set. So you get 6 figures. They were 24 quid. It dropped in a sale. Got a notification email. They'd gone down to £12 plus £3 postage and packing. So we were fucking in like a din. So let's have a look. What's wrong with this picture? Straight away you can see something's a little bit fishy here. So I don't know if the camera picks it up perfectly. Actually, it probably will in comparison with this. We can see that on the left is clearly Michelangelo. And there on the right, that is Raphael. Now, I've not mixed anything up here. Michelangelo came with Raphael's weapons. They don't come like box. They just come in little cellophane packages. So Michelangelo's got Raphael's size here and his belt. And likewise, Raphael has got sausages. Donatello's in pretty good shape. We'll go over these in close detail in a bit. No swords for Leonardo. He's got, I don't know what that is. Is that nunchucks? Is that supposed to be, the sausages meant to be nunchucks? But anyway, it genuinely came like this. Now, you can potentially take the belt off and swap the weapons, but I don't know, they're a little bit brittle. A couple of them turned up with the arms off. Now, the arms they're quite posable. They're like socketed, and they've got a little bit of sort of not only rotation, but also where they're a ball socket, they've got a bit more movement, so in and out as well. So they're actually good quality. Fans of Turtles might recognise, or from the toy line, might recognise that these most closely resemble the movie star Turtles, of which there are only 4. At least the head does, particularly if you look at... Sorry about the weapon in the way. If you particularly look at Leonardo's head, that is pretty much identical to the movie star Leonardo. I'll leave a link in the description to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Virtual Museum, which is the #1 resource for turtle figures. Now, that's how I've managed to catalogue most of what I've got and find out names of characters I've got no idea of. You know, obviously, if you recall from the cartoons, basically you had a new character turn up every week, and that was the story, basically to sell that figure, and there's loads of them. Right, so let's have a look. So Michelangelo here, he's got the wrong weapons, but the mouldings are pretty good. There's a couple of... You can see where they've come off the production line. He's got a thing on his head there. He's not so bad. Yeah, you can see on the feet there's a bit of moulding there, but he's pretty good. Raphael. You know, the texture on the skin is pretty decent. The heads are very good. And they stand up pretty well. You know, they're quite light characters. Donatello, this is bendable. You can bend it out of the face, the bandana thingamajig. There you go. Leonardo. So disappointing Leonardo's not got swords. And he's got a hole for that weapon there. If you remember from the original toy, he had like a cross thing here. You could put the swords in. Leonardo. And over here, now, it's a bit mysterious because like I said, the movie star turtle line was just the 4 turtles as far as I know. But here we have a Splinter of some form. Now, you quite often see him with a bow and arrow. So that's not too unusual. He's a pretty good figure. I don't know that he's not from copied from a different figure. I would imagine he does have a base somewhere. But like the bodies, these aren't exactly like the movie star Turtles. The heads are very similar, particularly Leonardo, but I don't know. This guy, Splinter, he's pretty good. The accessories are cool. The tail moves. He's good. The worst of the lot is this foot soldier guy. You can see he's come apart. His top's come apart there. It does go back together, but look flimsy. He's got this strange sort of baton weapon. He struggles to stand up. But so again, the texture work on the body's not too bad. He's alright. As a chuck-in, it's pretty good. And, you know, they're about the same sort of dimensions and size as your regular turtles. I fucking had it now. So, from which, that was a pretty good pickup. Now, you know, I love knockoff toys. And these are actually, they're not as much fun as a lot of knockoffs because they're actually good. Actually good. So, if you're a fan of Turtles, definitely recommend picking those up. Let's have a quick little pan. Not bad at all. So, until next time, laser fans or Turtles fans, cowabunga.